All right, so one thing has gone good for Diddy recently, and the one thing that has gone good for him recently is that the judge has decided that a woman who was suing him cannot hide her identity. In the woman's lawsuit, she actually said that he is not a threat to her because they have not had any contact since almost 20 years of when the incident allegedly happened. So the judge says, okay, well, he's not a threat. He hasn't tried to reach out. The person says, nah, he's not trying to reach out to me or anything like that. However, the judge said that Diddy has a right to defend himself, and in a court of law, everybody has a right to know who it is that's suing them, right? And also that they also have a right. If you're being sued, you have a right to find out who it is that's suing you, and also so enough information about them so you can do an investigation into that person yourself, to defend yourself, to build your case. So that person will be exposed soon, coming soon. Now they're in the process of trying to figure out how do they do this, without compromising victims, anonymous. Like, she wants to be anonymous, but the judge is saying, you wanting to be anonymous, we're going to weigh that against the truth coming out from these ghastly accusations. And if one outweighs the other, we'll go with the other. In favor of Diddy, of course, because they want to know. It's crazy that you can live in the United States of America. Somebody could bring up a lawsuit against you and then decide to do it as a Jane Doe. So you will end up in court having to get a lawyer, defend yourself, and you don't even know who this person is that's suing you because they're using Jane Doe or John Doe. All right, but with that said, here comes more ghastly accusations about what Diddy had been up to in past times. Now, please remember, take this with a grain of salt. I'm taking this with a grain of salt. These are accusations that have not been proven yet. And I do believe that every accusation needs to be proven in order for me to say, okay, they got proof that he did that, he's guilty. They got proof that he didn't do that one, thought so on and so forth, right? So Diddy asked a 10-year-old boy how badly he wanted to be a star before sexually assaulting him, is what a new lawsuit claims. At this point, I just feel like they're just throwing everything at the wall and trying to see what sticks at this point. If in any way any of this is actually real, then they need to bury Diddy under a prison. But if in any way that any of this is not real, what about this part? What about every person who is found to have made a false accusation needs to be brought up on charges? Because it seems like people know that no charges are going to be brought up against them if they come with a false claim. So everybody is running up with a false claim. I'm not saying this claim is false or true. I'm just going to tell you what the new claim in the new lawsuit says. It says that Sean P. Diddy Combs is now accused of drugging and sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy, aspiring rapper who claims in a new complaint that Diddy asked him, how badly do you want to be a star, before he abused him. The lawsuit was filed under the identity of John Doe. See, another John Doe. On Monday, October 28th, in the Supreme Court in New York. According to the complaint, which was obtained by a few prominent media houses, including People, the plaintiff, who is now an adult, alleged in his complaint that he met with Diddy, who is now 54 years old. He met with Diddy during an audition in 2005 when he was just 10 years old. So if he was 10 in 2005, we're in 2024. You have an idea of how old he is today. His parents, because you're wondering, of course, right? How did a 10-year-old end up in a closed area private meeting with a mogul. There are people out here who have managers and agents and still can't get in a meeting with a person like Diddy. So how did a 10-year-old achieve such feat? Kind of similar to the 13-year-old that claimed that she went to the VMA after party and she propositioned a limousine driver to let her into the party, and the limousine driver just so happened to be Diddy's limo driver, and the limousine driver rubbed his hands like how Birdman rubs his hands when he looked at Lil Wayne right before he kissed him and said, you're just what Diddy wants, just how he likes him. I'm sorry, but that story is just way off. Back to this story though. According to him, his parents flew him from Los Angeles, California to New York City for a meeting and an introduction with numerous people within the music industry, including a sit-down with Sean P. Diddy Combs. The complaint alleges that Combs wanted to meet the boy in his hotel room and that the child was dropped off by a consultant that his parents had hired. Once they were there, the plaintiff alleges that he performed several rap songs for Combs. You know, he was like, let me see what you got. And he rapped a little bit. And he was like, give me something else. And he rapped some more. And he was like, all right, give me another one. And he kept going. Then he said Diddy complimented his skills. Like, yo, you good. You're talented. You can go far. You can rap. He alleges that Diddy then said that he would make him a star and asked him, I'll turn you into a star, a mega star, but how badly do you want it? He claims that he responded to Diddy that he would do anything. I'd do anything. Little 10-year-old kid, right? I'd do anything. The alleged victim alleges that someone else in the hotel room gave him a can of soda and he drank it, and then he began to feel a little bit funny after drinking the soda that someone brought to him. He claims that Diddy or someone else laced the drink with drugs, probably GHB or ecstasy, is what it says in the paperwork for this new case. The accuser claims that Diddy then forced him to perform oral sex and then threatened to harm his parents if he told anyone. He alleges that Diddy said words to the effect of, you gotta do some stuff that you don't really want to do sometimes. He also claims that he lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he was crying. His anus and his buttocks were hurting badly, and his pants were undone. He adds, he told his parents, but his parents were terrified of the potential consequences of reporting this abuse. Along with Combs, the complainant's name, Daddy House Recording Incorporated, Combs Global, and Diddy's Bad Boy Companies as other entities attached to Diddy that he wants to sue as well. The plaintiff is seeking compensatory and punitive damages to be determined at trial. He is among the many individuals represented by Busby Law Firm to have filed civil suits against Sean P. Diddy Combs alleging sexual abuse and assault. At a press conference earlier in October, Houston-based attorney Tony Busby announced that he was representing more than 100 persons accusing Diddy of wrongdoing. Now, let me say this, right? Diddy had no sexual complaints as far as minors go in his original affidavit, in his original paperwork that was unsealed before the judge, his original indictment. And it wasn't until Tony Busby out of Texas, showed up with a news conference saying he has over 100 clients that he is representing to sue Diddy, that the underage minors thing started coming about. Now that alone in itself looks funny to me. Of course, Sean Diddy Combs' attorneys have said, you know, Busby is a guy who is he's looking to promote his law firm on television. So he's looking for like advertisement, popularity, to gain some popularity. And of course, he's also throwing everything at the wall, hoping that something sticks. That's the reason he ended up with 120 cases. And he has a claim that he has had over 3,000 persons call his law firm to give him stories on similar things that were done to them, many of them when they were minors. Busby told news media that we will let the allegations in the field complaint speak for themselves, and we will work to see that justice is done. We will continue to file cases weekly, naming Mr. Combs and others as defendants as we continue to gather evidence and prepare the filings. Referencing the suit that was filed by Busby, Diddy's attorney Erica Wolf previously wrote in a statement saying, Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized and will continue to emphasize he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. With that said, though, Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence and not on speculation. That's crazy. If you ask me, I said it before, I don't know who Diddy pissed off, because he used to be protected just like all the others are protected. You don't just make it to the billionaire circle and own private jets and yachts, and anybody could just run upon you with a lawsuit and force you to defend yourself. They have teams of lawyers and people in positions of power who protect people like him. And it seems like all his protection has been stripped away. So everything is coming at Diddy. Well, I wish him all the best. Tell you the truth, I hope if there are any victims in this, that the victims get justice. But I can't help but to think that there are a lot of people in this who are out for money. Nobody is saying he violated me and I want him to do time in prison. Nobody. Everybody is saying I want money. And that says a lot to me. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if you believe this one about the 10-year-old or the other one about the 13-year-old or any of them about these little children. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.